crazy story. Just like the others, how am I always involved? I can't explain it. Must be something in the air, or maybe it's just me. Is it me? Is it me? I can't explain. What else can
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Is It Me? I'm your host, Michelle, and we are on our third episode of a really fun series where I have all my favorite women on, and we're back, and it's here with Eva, Kira, and Ariane. How are we feeling?
Great.
I'm trying to find intros and outros for this podcast, so if anything comes up, please let me know.
We'll think about it. We'll come up with a good outro probably by the end of this episode for sure.
Okay, that's the goal.
Should we do like a harmonized hello?
Hello.
Woke bitches.
Oh, yeah. Woke bitches.
Dude, I fucking love that you hit the bass.
Yeah, we're all trying to be, "Hi." Everyone was like,
I
hello.
told you guys I was stuck in my masculine energy.
I love it. We took a break. Some of us ate.
Left fries on the table. You should go have some.
Oh, no. I know. I just, if I eat, I'll get sleepy.
Yeah, I'm the same. But they
no,
brought
I
a
hate it.
salad without utensils, so I had to dip the kale into the vinegar.
Yeah, I literally
We need to
watched
go
this
get
girl.
forks after this
Yeah, we need to,
episode.
forks.
Forks at Tim's is the
Yeah.
next trip.
I shoveled that in my mouth, but I get sleepy either way.
Yeah.
I'm sleepy right now. I'm sleepy when I wake up. I wake up, I'm sleepy.
Sleep.
I'm sleepy too all the time, so yeah.
Flirta Mattress should sponsor this. Sleep.
We are iron deficient, if
Yeah.
anything.
No, that's what we need to be sponsored for. Iron.
Iron
needs to be sponsored.
Anemia is
Yeah.
the issue.
Yeah. But we were talking over the break about like the concept of the show and like is it me and like what it means to everyone, and then we were maybe gonna discuss like weird things that we've done that you're like, is this normal or is this just like something I specifically do?
Sometimes I like to, like, how everyone's always like, if you have a clean space, your day is going to be great and you need to make your bed every day. Sometimes I really like just having the full control of like, I'm not going to fucking do my dishes for, like, sometimes my house is messy and I enjoy it a little bit.
Okay.
I'm not like neurotic and I'm like, I need to clean or I can't be happy. It's more of like
I'm on
this
that
weird
OCD
control
shit.
thing where I'm like, you know what? It's my mess. I'll clean it when I want, but that might be childhood trauma.
No, you like give yourself grace. Like I think that's probably a good thing. I'm more of I treat myself like a child. Like if you do the dishes, you can have a snack. Like
I've tried, but I eat the
That's
snack
real.
as I'm doing the
Dude,
dishes.
I do that too.
it works.
Yeah.
I do the
Well, I don't know. I
dishes.
have the snack and then I leave the dishes.
I have the snack and then I leave the house.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've done that where I've like, I think that's like rebelling.
Maybe.
It's a form of rebellion. I just want to hire someone to clean my house, to be
Yeah.
honest.
I've done that.
Deep
Like
clean.
the monthly is really nice because it just
Yeah.
like then you don't have to worry about it. But it's funny that you say that because like I'm a very like on weekends I work out and I go read my book and yesterday like I watched like 2 full series of Twin Flames and I was like, and then I'm like, don't give yourself a hard time. It's okay. You can have days like this. You can have days like
That's-
this.
Yeah, I'm thinking about that all the time. I'm like so bad at relaxing because every time I relax, I'm guilty that I'm not being productive,
my
and that's
God.
so unproductive for your brain to not let it rest.
Yeah.
And I'm just so bad at resting because anytime, like, same if I like, I mean, generally I don't like staying inside and sitting and watching TV all day just because of my ADHD. I'm like, I need to get the fuck out of here. So, but even relaxing in a way of like walking and then doing that, or like doing that and then do TV and then reading and then other things that are, so I'm not sitting in the same place.
Yeah,
You can
switching.
still rest, but every time I do it, I'm like, I should be cleaning my toilet. Like, shut the fuck up. Rest.
Yeah. Yeah,
and then a guy
rest.
says they're coming over and you're like, I should probably clean this entire house within 10 minutes.
As
and
if
it's
they aren't the
spotless.
dirtiest thing that's going to be in that house. Like, fucking Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Yeah. I need a cleaning lady. I just, yeah.
Is it expensive for like a monthly, like a 1 month? If I'm like 1 month, I want to treat myself
It's
deep
like
clean.
$80.
Yeah.
$100. It's really not
Yeah,
that
it's-
expensive. That's the thing. And it gives, like, I would spend that
my
on fucking
God.
weed.
Oh my
100%.
God, I'm
So
gonna
I'm
do
like,
it.
well, I'm gonna spend it on like, so I might as well just have someone come and like, it's just because I like to be in a clean space.
Yeah.
I just don't know who's gonna clean it. It's not gonna be me.
It's like putting my stuff out, but they make it so nice. Then you can maintain it you know?
Yes.
Like, but yeah, I'm not gonna do the deep clean.
Yes.
Like, that's
I
the
hate
thing.
it.
That's
deep
the thing.
clean.
I'm
Like,
a
she'll do the
tidier.
windows,
I'm so
like-
good at tidying. Like I'm good
Yes.
at cleaning like all the areas that are
Yes.
visible, and like I
Yeah.
clean my shower and my toilet, and I'm good at that. But the crannies, the nooks and the crannies, I'm like, next time,
Same.
next time.
Bro, I
never.
see girls on TikTok washing their baseboards. I'm
Never.
like, I had to Google what a baseboard was. I was like, where is that?
Have you guys ever been like, ever had someone at your house, like just one of those types of people where I get insulted by this sometimes because I know I cleaned it properly, but there's just those types of people who will come to your house and be like, can I have a glass of water? You're like, sure, you can have a glass of water. And I'll give them a
Thirsty
glass
bitches.
and they'll fucking inspect it.
Oh no.
And they'll just like look at it really quickly. And I'm like, I just bought the power wash. That is the cleanest thing. That is cleaner than your asshole, sir. Put it in your mouth and swallow.
Yeah.
That's insulting. My boyfriend literally takes a cup that has been used and maybe been on the counter for 3 days. He rinses it with water and takes something.
Easy.
And he's like, I don't
Yeah.
want to make a dish for you. I'm like, I have a dishwasher. Like this is fine.
Yeah.
He's like the complete. I'm like, I like have a Brita filter.
Yeah.
Because you know I'm a bad bitch like that.
Yeah.
You're
I
a
like to
bad
filter my
Brita
water.
bitch.
And he takes sink water. He's like, it's all good. I'm
I like sink
what the
water.
fuck?
No, I'm on that shit. I like sink water.
Here, I got bad news for you, girl.
The Brita don't work. I don't care.
But you didn't hear about like the lawsuit?
What the lawsuit?
You didn't hear about the lawsuit against
No,
Brita?
don't tell me.
No, it's fully a
Now you
scam.
have to
Like
tell
it
me.
doesn't filter anything.
Yeah, but it makes the water taste
Yeah,
better.
I agree. I agree that it makes the water taste
Placebo,
better.
my placebo, I
find
don't
it
give a
makes it
fuck
taste
what you guys
better.
are
You can
saying.
enjoy your Brita, but you can still sue them.
Oh, okay. Might do that. No, we can't sue in
But
Canada.
you like the taste of Brita?
I like the taste of a fresh Brita, a cold fucking.
I feel like
fresh
it
Brita.
tastes
Freshy
like
breed.
fridge to me. I feel like it tastes like fridge.
No, it has to be closed properly. It's not
Oh, yeah,
supposed
yeah,
to taste
yeah.
like
filter
fridge.
has to be fresh.
If it tastes like fridge, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, I find tap water.
I'm
tastes
doing
like
it wrong.
fridge. Like tap water tastes like something.
I need
See,
it.
I love the
tastes like
taste.
really old
I
water
love.
pipe.
No, I love the taste. Old water pipe. I love the taste of tap water.
Wait, do you like?
you feel like a
Okay,
main
let's say you like
character.
make yourself a glass of water
Yeah.
and then you put it next to your bed.
Yeah.
Do you? Drink,
Then I'll knock it
Can you
over.
drink? Oh my god, I knock it over all the time.
Every day I knock
And
over a
do
glass
you?
of water.
But if you don't knock it over, do you wake up the next day and you can still drink that water?
Totally.
See, I can't. Like for me, it's like gross.
Yeah, I usually already chug
water.
it though. I'm a real chugger. I never
Yeah.
leave water behind.
Do you ever get scared you're gonna drown? Because that was a fear that was
Okay.
unlocked recently for no reason.
I'm a hypochondriac and I'm always thinking about it. I'm always thinking about, am I drinking too much water? Am I drinking enough water? Should I just do crack? Like, which one's more dangerous?
I think you're a Taurus.
Literally. But now, so I always like, I feel like I don't drink enough water throughout the day. So then right before bed, I'm like, I'm about to be knocked out for 8 hours. I got to get the water in. And so I fucking chug
Take it to the
water
face.
before
This
bed.
Girl's
Yeah.
like competitive.
But then
with her
don't you have
REM
to go
cycle.
pee right like within an hour that you fall asleep?
Sometimes I have to.
Yeah.
If I drink tea before bed, like I usually drink like a cup of tea before bed, and sometimes tea is like because it's like a diuretic
Yeah.
will make me pee, but water not really. I'm
no,
pretty.
me water right
good
through
with
me, and then I do that thing where I'm asleep and I don't want to get up. So then
You feel pain.
You hold it for 2 hours.
I hold it for 2 hours.
I don't know. This
and the
Starbucks
sleep is
drink,
bad.
it was
Listen,
3 minutes of pure
Listen.
joy.
it's just what I
No.
do.
But no, I can't drink I can drink a leftover
Leftover
water.
water?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can. I'm not gonna pretend.
I find it tastes gross. Like, I'm like
I'm just so thirsty anyways. I'm like
I feel like it's like, and I mean this with the utmost respect on both ends. I feel like you and I are like dirty girls, and they're the clean girls.
No, we are.
I'm not a clean girl.
No.
You know what
I'm like a very clean girl
no.
physically. I care about hygiene so much. I'm so OCD
I have
about
an organized
hygiene.
mess. Like I know where all my organized.
Yeah,
girls
but I live in organized chaos, and if someone came over, they would be like, did a bomb go off? What's going on?
But if I
Is everyone okay
I
here?
grew up in chaos, and the
Same.
way it was in my house, it was like my mom thinks I'm the biggest bitch when I come over. I'm like, why don't you have hand soap? Why don't you have this? Why don't you have like essentials?
Yeah.
But there were times, okay, my mom would like. She'll like, there's leftover something, she puts it in any pot. There's like anything. One time we had a house party and she put like leftover vodka that someone had left. She puts it in an Esca bottle like this. Fills the bottle, puts it in the fridge. I'm going to work the next day, grab the bottle of water. I'm driving, stuck on the Mercier Bridge, stuck in traffic, chug the water, spit, puke everywhere in my car. I'm
Of
like,
course.
what the fuck? And my mom did this to me. And I was like 16. Like not even also I have teenage kids. Like I'm the oldest. You have a 14-year-old, like you're not even like gonna think maybe someone's gonna drink this.
I
like,
love that for her.
She would never like completely this is the kind of so that's why I'm the kind of person that I'm like I've almost created the opposite of my childhood.
You have full
Mine's
water
literally- I
trauma.
was the dirty kid. Like I was like my room was always a fucking pigsty because I was so busy as a kid. Like I played like a million sports, was in school clubs, like going to school, like was literally never home. So my room was a fucking mess. Like my shit was everywhere, but it was organized mess. Like if someone cleaned my shit, I was like, where was it? Because I knew it was in pile number 3.
Yeah.
And now it's not.
Yeah.
And so I grew up like that, and my family would always like shit on me and like make fun of me for being like messy and dirty. And even when I would get into relationships or I would move out, they'd be like, to my roommate, they'd be like, oh, she must be hard to live with. Like that's like they would always
you're
say that.
so not. You're
and
so
now
clean.
I'm so clean because I'm like, I kind of want to like make it up. I'm like show them that I could be clean, but also I'm like now it's my space. Like it was my mom's house. I'm like it's dirty. It's your problem. Now it's like my house. I'm like my fucking house is gonna be clean.
You're like I'm not gonna let this dirty bitch in my house.
Yeah.
Same. My parents used to put my clothes. They'll be like, "I'm gonna put your clothes in the garbage if you don't like clean up." And
I
then you
got
think
that
they're
one
like
too.
empty threats, and then one day you show up and all your clothes are in a garbage
yeah,
bag.
my mom did that
My
to
mom
me.
did that to me. Yeah,
My mom did that to me.
Yeah, but I got it back, thankfully.
Oh
My parents have thrown some crazy things out the windows in their years between me and my siblings.
Like from the wind, like metaphorically? Or
No, like
for real?
physically have like thrown like
They're just
Emma just boom, just Miss Trunchbull, just
they're launching just like what are they like what? Like name 3 items they threw out the window.
PlayStation,
Holy.
computer.
oh my god.
I remember one time as a kid, my sister found out her boyfriend was cheating on her, and I took all my Beanie Babies and I started rocket launching them at him when he tried to like get her back
Oh my god.
at the house.
From
But-
the house?
Yeah, well, Kate, my sister was like, you don't understand. My sister
God,
back in the
it's
day
epic.
was like the West Island hot girl.
That
like
West Island
the guys
bitch.
went
Yeah,
crazy for
yeah.
Dana Alexopoulos. Like,
Oh my god, your sister's name's Dana too.
oh my god, your sister's name is Dana.
Shout out the Dinas.
Dana.
How do you spell it?
My
How do you spell
sister's
Dana?
So D-A. Well, it depends what mood she was in. It's
What?
technically
That's not how spelling works.
D-A-N-A-I, but she likes to pronounce it D-A-Y-N-A. But when we were kids, she used to call herself like D-D or like double D's. Like she was really that
the
girl, you know?
titties.
Like
Dude, she was Queen Twib. I love that.
She was Queen of St. Thomas. Like she owned.
went to St. Thomas?
Oh, she's a St.
Oh
Thomas
my
girl.
god, my sister
Bro.
Dana went to St. Thomas too.
Top dogs.
We also went to
We
St. Thomas.
also we went to St. Thomas.
St. Thomas.
Top
Shout
dogs.
out doesn't exist
Shout out,
anymore.
does not
And all the
exist.
teachers got canceled. So hey.
Total YOLO.
But like the ways guys would chase her and the ways one time she broke up with a guy and he showed up to our house with a puppy husky
Like to give her?
to give her.
It's a lot.
Like, take me back. Here's a puppy. Fucking the guys I would have gotten back with. If they
Take me
showed
back.
up with
Here's
puppies at my
here's
house.
an entire
Honestly,
thing to be responsible for.
Great tactic.
Yo,
Yeah, I mean puppies are cute.
puppies.
But also insane, yeah.
One time a guy stole our cat because my sister wouldn't talk to him. And he went into our house and his name was Gabby. I hear you, see you, Gabby. His name was Gabby. And he went into our house and my old great aunt was there and she was like, Gabby, what are you doing? And he's like, I need Dana to talk to me. And he took the cat. And then he calls my sister and she's like, Gabby,
With the cat hostage.
She goes, Gabriella.
Gabby, do you have my cat? And apparently, like, she just hears like the cat meowing in the background. Like,
Oh my god.
And he's like, I'm not giving back the cat till you talk to me. So like, I have a very weird influence of what chivalry is. Like when Greg showed up to my house with Big Mac sauce.
Yeah.
That's not chivalry. Stealing a cat, not chivalry.
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
do
gonna
it,
say it
boys.
right
Yeah,
now. I'm gonna break
brave.
some
But like,
boundaries.
why won't
Brave
anyone
of you
steal
to
my
say
cat?
out loud.
Why doesn't anyone care enough to steal my cat?
Yeah, you're like, I've got a pussy that's up for sale.
You don't want my dog?
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
take my
yeah.
dog?
You don't want
Oh
these
my-
dogs? Yeah.
So you
that's-
grew up in chaos as well.
Oh, all of the chaos. I never knew what mood my mom was in.
Yeah.
My brother too, like both my brothers were very big romantics. So it was like my older brother was a romantic, but like a sad boy. Like he loved singing like One Republic. Like when he broke up with his girlfriend,
Slaps, dude.
it's too
That's so
late to
2010. No,
apologize.
that's so 2010.
That and the fray.
The Fray,
Yo, how to
Evanescence.
say
Evanescence. Evanescence.
Oh yeah.
Bring me out.
Bring me up inside. Yeah,
But
that one.
they would
It's a
do the
great
most
song.
romantic things for their girlfriends. Like if like one time my brother like set up like little rose petals like up to his room, and he had like ordered St. Hubert barbecue and like said he was like 16.
St. Hubert barbecue.
She has some St. Hubert
Yo,
barbecue in
yeah,
it. She
I was
got
a
the
chicken
gravy in her
waitress.
blood, dude.
St.
No, you were a chicken bitch.
A chicken waitress.
Just a chicken bitch.
Damn.
5 years.
Damn. I used to love those little cars.
Dude.
Yeah.
St. Hubert, not for nothing, best lava cake I've ever had in my life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Swiss
up
chalet.
there.
I love
Boston
Swiss
Pizza too
chalet.
has a good one.
Swiss chalet ain't shit.
Yeah.
But I remember watching like the commercials as a kid on Disney Channel and being like, I want to go to Swiss chalet.
Okay, they're-
one
but
day.
You
Gravy's
were
ass,
just going to
though.
the
Their
French
gravy's
version
dick.
you were just going to the French version.
I just wanted to be a Jonas brother.
Yeah.
You know who loves Saint Hubert barbecue is my Irish boyfriend.
Saint Hubert
We
barbecue.
were driving, we drove past Saint Hubert, and he was like, "Oh my god, they have Saint Hubert."
Bro, the amount of
No,
like
that one is fucking cool
They have
too, though. It's a
Saint-Hubert.
huge mansion
Yeah,
one.
he was like, "That's the best chicken
Saint
shop."
Hubert is one of the brands that they killed it when it came to delivery and like the consistency. If a business is able to have like it tastes always the same, they're so quick. It's like as if like they knew you were gonna order.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that's crazy. It's like a marketing thing about that company. So when they rebranded to Saint Tube, like more cool.
Yeah.
They had all these older waitresses, women
Yeah.
there, and that didn't look cool. Like, so
Yeah, I
they
worked
couldn't,
with all of them.
They
They were
couldn't fire
baddies.
them. So what they did is they changed the uniform and made it sexier
yeah.
so that
They would quit.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Then it
That's-
turned
Well,
into
okay, so this
Saint Tube.
must have been recently because when I worked there, my uniform was not sexy.
It's not like
I wore a yellow tie.
hot
a-
Hooters, but it's
No,
like just
but it was like
uncomfortable.
anti-sexy. Like
Yeah.
it was.
It was
I
like
was
Ronald
yeah,
McDonald
yeah, yeah,
shit.
yeah.
Focus
At
on the
time- No,
chicken.
you guys. I wore a white button down. I wore a yellow tie,
tie.
and then I wore this disgusting pinstripe apron that went literally to my knees, and then tied behind my back.
It's the best
Honestly,
uniform
that's
for chicken.
pretty fucking sexy. I don't know.
I'd untie that
My
apron.
kink is pinstripe.
I
long
was
apron.
dressed like a magician.
Beetlejuice.
I was dressed like a magician cafeteria lady.
Oh
Giving
my
Edward
God.
Scissorhands.
That was the combo. And then in the bar, though, the bar dress was slutty AF. And then when I got transferred to the bar, then I got to like beat Teddy's ass
Yeah.
out, whatever.
That's what it
But let me
was.
tell you, when you wear nylons and you're around that chicken barbecue sauce, let me tell you, the smell ain't great. Okay, you come home, your nylons. I reeked
Oh
of
my
chicken. I think
God.
for 3 years after I quit.
Oh yeah, my sister used to work at Subway.
Oh, the worst.
Tell me about
Oh.
a smell that ain't smelling.
Yeah.
Like that's some deli meat ass shit. Like that is rank and it's pungent and it's salami. it's so
It's also
bad.
lettuce and cheese.
Cheese.
It-
We're not even sure.
That smells like fridge. Like I went to Bishop's and went to Subway so much that now I can't walk into a Subway.
I
The
can't eat at
sm-
Subway
I can't eat
either.
it.
No.
No.
I remember in the summer I went to the Subway on Park and there was this like really funny like gay guy working there and like no one was in Subway and it was just me and he literally looked at me and he was like, "Girl, what are you doing here?" I was like, "Well, I just want to get a Subway sandwich." And I was like, "Can I get the steak and cheese?" He's like, "This is barely steak." Like,
I love
You know
that.
what kind of low-key slaps? Like, I'm not a big fan of like the quickie restaurants, but the Tim Hortons bowls, when you just like need a little protein or you just they weirdly slap like the rice bowls.
I've never had it, yeah.
And it's like kind of cheap. Like I have it because when I travel from Montreal to Toronto, I always take the megabus. She's a classy girl.
this girl
And
Megabus forever.
and she travels. Travel
the
points.
mega badussy.
Dude,
She's just fucking-
dude, Megabus needs to sponsor me. Like, come sponsor me. I literally. But and they stop at Tim Hortons, and so there's like a period where you can get food and stuff, and it's just nice. Like, I don't know, it's just a nice bowl to get. In case y'all were
I'm
wondering.
gonna get the bowl. Listen,
Get the bowl.
you
Try
don't
the
have to-
bowl.
you
I'm
don't
actually
tell
just gonna
me.
get up and leave and get that bowl right now.
I love a bowl. I'm a big bowl girl.
Yeah. Is there anything you do that's weird? So Eva's is that she sits in her film,
I will, and I
which I do.
secretly enjoy it.
I do that too.
Well, I watch ASMR before bed. I feel like that's the thing that people judge me on the most.
Wait, on YouTube? Like
Yeah.
you watch it?
Yeah. Okay, so I moved into a house that has I live in my dad's house and he has a TV in his room, which I've never had a TV in my room. It's so luxurious. So now I get ready for bed. Sorry. No. So now I like get ready for bed and I'm sitting in my big bed and I have my TV on and I have my cup of tea and I dim the lights and I put on my ASMR, and it's ASMR like I mean this
they
is gonna sound
eating?
sexual. No, never eating. I don't like smacky lippy fucking
I love the
and I don't
eating.
like the real like tippy tappy shit either. I don't like aggressive or like super loud pungent sounds. I like watching, it's gonna sound sexual but it's not, the role play videos where it's like you're getting a spa treatment or you're getting a makeover, and so they like take out like the spa, like the like creams and the like the roller, the face roller and like the face mask, and they like put it on you, like the camera is your face, so they like put it on the camera and they like it's like really soft, and they put like meditative music in the back, and it's always like these like soft spoken women that just like take care of you before bed, and I literally am knocked the fuck out in like 20 minutes.
Wow, I gotta get on that.
It's
Yeah, I was
amazing.
gonna-
It freaks
I
me
don't
out.
do that, but I would like to do
I
that.
tried it.
Yeah.
It creates like anticipation, and I don't like the anticipation of like, oh, I'm about to be touched, and then I'm not touched.
I could see that.
Okay, well, I'm not getting touched. I don't know what to tell you.
You can touch yourself.
I mean,
She's
yeah,
like, I'm
it's
getting
not the
disappointed by
same.
the TV.
Everyone I've tried to introduce to, like I used to live with my sister and I would play it on the TV and then she'd fucking shit on me, and then I tried to play it for me and my partner, and he just fell asleep because he's a man and they just fall asleep because there's nothing in the brain. But I'm kidding, love you. But everyone thinks it's sexual. Like when they start watching it, they're like, oh, this is sexual because it's like a woman speaking slowly and like
And whispering.
doing things to you.
Yeah.
But it's not sexual. Like you just have to lean into it and be like, I'm just getting pampered, and then you just fall asleep. It's amazing.
I'll
I
watch
could
all
see
the
the
Wingstop.
relaxing part of it.
Yeah, I've
particular.
tried ASMR and can't do it.
I have a sick love for, is it mukbangs?
Oh,
I just don't
mukbangs.
know where they get those lobster claws.
Ah.
Where do they get
Which
those?
ones?
Those big ones. Like those like huge, like there's just people just chomping down lobster. Like I've never seen in my life.
Yeah, and you like watching that?
I'll watch it because I'm like shoveling it down. Or like Wingstop, or those girls who, how these Americans
yeah.
have tubs of ranch. And
Dude,
they,
yeah.
they dip it in
I think it's in their
The
constitution,
Canes,
actually.
you know the Canes videos where they take the bread and they dip it in the big sauce and
They just
Yo.
slurp the
I-
ranch off the chicken.
I don't like the slurpee.
Does it make
there.
you
I don't like
full?
that.
I used to have a
No,
friend.
it makes me starving, and then I order it. Like that's what happened when I went to your place. I was like, I kept seeing all these bitches eating Wingstop with ranch, and I was like, I'm gonna order it while I'm in Toronto. I can't believe they have it. Disgusting. I almost had a heart attack. I was like, this is not what I need to stop buying food off of TikTok because I keep getting disappointed.
Yeah.
What's your algorithm? Like, what's the top 3 videos? What's the top 3 style of videos that you see when you open your phone?
That I got.
Yeah.
I got a lot of mukbangs. I get a lot of people who like love soup dumplings.
I love soup.
I love a soup dumpling. You're just watching people eat all day. I love that.
I love a soup dumpling.
Okay, I have a really weird one. Finish your third, but
What's
I've got
your
a
third?
real
It's
weird
already
one.
gone out of my brain. I have ADHD. Tell me I'm excited now.
I have been, okay, this is so gross. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have been like weirdly obsessed with watching people get colonics.
Oh yeah, you told me about
But
that.
not like you don't see it. Like it, well, okay, you do see it, but it's in a tube, and it's like a clinics show like when people get colonics, and then they video the tube and like what comes out, and then like what's in it. And it's just so, for some reason, it's just so satisfying to watch, like people, like, cause I guess cause I'm like thinking of getting a colonic. So I'm like, I can't like, but I watched.
Is it
I watch
colonic when they flush out your
Bro,
ass?
I'm watching, making fun of Eva. I'm like, you watch food all day? I watch
Are you full when you watch it? I just like watching people shit.
Literally, you watch it before, I watch the after.
Yeah, you're like, that's where it goes.
But it's really interesting because there's like parasites and stuff. So
I kind of like fruit. Wait, you see like a tapeworm?
Sometimes you'll see like parasites and like how long they are, and it's just like because it flushes out your whole system. So and it's like this person like, and then they'll tell you like, but you don't see. It's like it's all liquid. So
The
it's,
parasite?
well, the parasite's not liquid. The
It's a
parasite's
bug ass.
it's a
parasite's
it's a
the load your
parasite.
ex blew in you.
It's
That's
like
why
it
they're
looks. It's
coming
like a
out.
long ass, like
It's a long ass
centipede ass.
motherfucker. Yeah,
That's fucked up.
yeah.
Do you think you have a parasite?
No, we dumped him already.
Hey, listen, I've had a few, but
Ayo.
but I think since I got back from Vegas, like my my bowels are not what they used to be, you know?
Oh, after Vegas.
Oh my God. That
Oh my
was
God.
hilarious.
I was like, were that your bowels?
I was like, how did I do that?
I was like, okay,
I was like, I'm so
something's
funny.
happening.
That's really funny.
That's crazy.
I didn't know we had sound effects. That's so fun.
I watched videos, like this is not part of my algorithm, but I watched videos on a lot of, like, every bitch thinks she has a parasite, not to discredit. I'm sure you do, but every bitch thinks they have a parasite.
Yeah.
And there's these like papaya seeds. You eat the papaya seeds.
Oh, I heard of that.
And then it apparently, like, you shit out a fucking log of worm.
Okay, I don't want to do that though.
Okay.
What I like about it is that it's in a tube
Yeah.
and it's not, again, not really my business. You know, like it's out and then it's in a tube and
Be
then
brave,
it's out.
Michelle.
I don't want
Eat
to
the
see it in my
papaya seeds.
toilet.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. What about earwax videos? Do you like those?
No, those freak me out.
Oh, I like
I
seeing-
love
like there's
those.
Yeah, I
there's
like
you know
that.
those weird like makeover games that I'm like, who plays this? It's like the girl's gross and then she go and I keep seeing commercials for them. And then there's one that's like an earwax game and I'm like, who's playing this?
I
bitch,
I
I'm
kind of
playing
love
that
it. Yeah,
shit.
I kind of watched that.
I just think
ad
I
the
want
entire
to
way
get
through.
one. Like the way
Yeah.
that you feel about
Yeah.
poopy doopy,
Yeah.
I want to get that with
In
your
your
What are
ears.
those doctors called?
ENTs? Ear, nose, and throat doctors.
Oh,
Yo, ear, nose, and throat, bro. My
that's
three
sexual.
favorites.
What a sexual doctor.
My 3 G spots, bro.
Put it in there.
I mean, like I love a good Q-tip like moment. Like I love
Apparently,
a
those
cutie.
are bad.
Yeah, I could
Yeah,
see. I
apparently
I
they're
love
bad.
a Q-tip too,
But I do
but
like a
I
Q-tip.
feel like we're not fixing the problem. So I get your
Yeah.
the idea of like removing.
Yeah.
Like you're like it's gross in there.
I want to
you
be able
know?
to hear so clearly.
Doesn't it serve like, isn't it? Okay, so like I was talking to my cousin about this because we both got a lash lift, okay? And when we got the lash lift, we both immediately hated it because we would wake up and like our eyes would be like crustier and stuff because like the lash is designed for my eye to keep stuff out of it. So when I like flip it, it's like not serving its original purpose. Like it's not serving the purpose it's supposed to serve to protect my eye. So like it's a moderate discomfort, but like and I understand that some women make concessions for that, but it just made me think like there's so many things in our body that are like are biologically there. Like our bodies have done it and it's to protect us and like balance us. And it's like, what's the use of earwax? Because it's like, if my body's producing it, it's like, am I supposed to get rid of it?
Well, earwax gives me booger energy. Like it's like I
Useless.
don't think you need it. Like
No,
Just in there.
but doesn't it protect?
because you have
it must
hairs
protect
in your ears.
your
Like, you have
eardrum.
hairs in your ears that are like
What?
your-
There's hairs in my ears.
Yeah, well,
And in your nose to
that's how
protect
you.
you.
That's how you hear. Like you have hair. You have hairs in your ears that are like they have. This is not. I am not a doctor. Okay,
Okay, but you're my doctor right now.
could be wrong, but I believe that there are hairs in your ears that like aid in your hearing because they're like not like what's it called? They're not like
They're vibrating.
I don't know. Yeah,
Like
they help
sound
with, they help-
barriers?
They help with the sound, but then they also protect. I think your cochlea, or like your whatever in your ear.
Cochlear.
Your cochlea, bro. Your fucking cochlea.
Show me your cochlea, baby.
Bro, your cochlea, bro. But then I don't know. I don't know if earwax plays a part or not. I'm not sure.
But I was
Okay.
thinking
You
about
found so
cochlea.
much.
Wow,
I love that
Matt,
someone-
that's some good producer energy.
I love when someone Googles stuff for me. Earwax protects the ear by trapping and preventing dust, bacteria, and other germs and small objects from entering and damaging the ear. Small objects. So sorry, guys.
Can we just
No
give a
dicks in the
moment to
ears.
appreciate Matthew?
Yeah, that was
Matthew,
great.
because you made a comment about how you needed guys to Google it themselves, and you didn't even have to ask him
He's listening.
to Google it.
He's
He
one of
just
the good ones.
delivered it to. He just listened.
I like Matt.
Look up
I've-
little
humanity again.
ear hairs.
legend.
Okay, earwax protects the ear. Yeah, so it is booger energy. That's what boogers do.
Yeah, bugs, schnugs.
Oh, boogers. Just
But
piss
some
me.
think have an excess. They say some people have an excess of earwax and schnugs,
Cause
so
from
they can
what?
get it from just being a bad bitch. I think
being a baddie.
if you got bugs and schnugs, you're a bad bitch.
Yeah,
Listen. I can never breathe properly
yeah.
out of my ears.
Never.
I also want a free nose job. Listen, I
have a
will
perfect
never
nose.
shut the fuck up.
Fine. I got it.
Thank you. No, I would never get a nose job for 2 reasons. Number one, I would never spend money on something like that because I don't. I'm not. I don't. I'm
You
poor.
don't have
I don't
the
have
money.
I'm poor.
How do you say in French?
She's like, I'm going
like,
through
they'll-
stages in life,
they
looking
also
for new
seem-
opportunities,
yeah. I just,
open
like-
for business.
I'm just like not interested in spending the money that I don't have. And then also number 2 is that I feel like if everyone gets a nose job, everyone's gonna lose their like identity, like their like sort of like individuality, because your nose is so integral to like making you an individual. Also, noses are very like cultural. And anyway, so I was like, I don't want to get a nose job for those reasons, but I also hate my nose, like despise my nose. It's my least favorite part of my face. And then there's this thing where if you have like a deviated septum, you can technically get like a medical grade nose job that's like paid for by like insurance.
Yep.
And I was like, how do I prove that my septum's devious? Like, how do I do it?
Yeah, my
you know?
my bitch is deviating.
How do I know?
She is. Yeah. You go see an ENT. Step one.
I'm gonna get too horny.
But you know what? It's so funny because I never had an issue with my nose either. And then when I started watching videos of how people contour their nose, I started realizing like, oh, is my nose supposed to be like, is it supposed to look different? And now I've started to like kind of like get insecure about it. And I never was. And then what I've been doing, trying to like pull it back, is like, I have my mom's nose and I'm like, I want to love it. I want to, cause like, you know, knock on wood, but like one day she's not going to be there. And if like I just have her nose, or like, so I'm trying to like embrace things of how I look and being like, these are things that like were given to me by my parents. And like, you know, they're like, I keep that forward. And you're right. Like facial features are so cultural. So that being said though, you know, with the right deviated septum.
If devious enough.
Yeah.
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 Anyways.
I didn't know I had a big nose until I lost all the weight.
Really?
I had no idea. I thought I was like, in my family, everyone was like Eva has the most perfect
You do have
nose
a great
in the.
nose.
I do have a great nose, but what happened is I always thought I had a little baby petite nose because proportions, and I lose all the weight. And I remember my ex's friend had come to the house, and he's just everyone has that one guy friend who just says like out of pocket things that like he doesn't even think is gonna hurt your feelings, but it would like nothing could be more soul crushing. And he very casually looked at me and said, "Oh yeah, my brother says you're really pretty even though you have a big nose." And we were just about to leave for like picnic at Iconic. My world was, it was like finding out.
I can't rave with a big nose.
I was like, what do you mean I have a big nose? And my ex was like, oh, fuck. Like, don't make me deal with this, man. Like, she's about to lose it. I lost it. I had no idea. It was like, and it was still fresh weight loss. So I was like, my nose has been hidden by my face this entire time. But now I think it's great.
Crazy,
Great nose.
crazy how people think like that stuff wouldn't affect you. Like, well, it's like, I think that I used to be a camp counselor, and I think what like really made me be anxious about is like I was like 14, and then like the 12-year-olds would be like, "Why does your nose look like a half pipe?" And then I was like,
Yo, kids come in with that fire sometimes.
yeah,
Kids
it's like,
come in with that
good
fire.
one, but like also what the fuck? Like I never had that complex before. And then I had braces, and then one of the kids like, "Why you have braces?" And I was like, "Well, because I have a gap, you know?"
Yeah.
And then he had a gap, and he's like, "Well, that's dumb." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "My dad said people with a gap, ils vont loin dans vie," like in French, you know? Like they go.
It means daddy can't afford braces.
And I was like, wow, I wish I had parents who made me feel good about my insecurities instead of like, and that was one of them. And then there was one other thing, like if I would dye my hair, they're like, it's better before. One time they were like, "Oh, you're really pretty, but if you had bigger boobs or something like that." And I was like, okay, cool. Like, it's
You're
like the kid.
Cool, thank you so much. You're like taking notes. You're like, thank you. Perfect.
I remember this summer when I was staying at my sister's, there was like these two little girls that would go to my like nephew's football practice that like wanted to play with my dog all the time. And it was like a 2-week window of which I hadn't seen these girls. And so they play with Leia the first time, then 2 weeks passed. And I think I posted it on my Instagram story because it once again rocked my world. And I come back and this little girl's like, "What's wrong with you?" And I'm like, "What do you mean?" Like, nothing's wrong with me. She's like, "Because you look bigger than the last time I saw you." And I was like, "Well, it's been a hard month." And I told her mom, and I was like giggling about it. Of course I'm laughing. Like a kid calls you fat, like whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm like laughing, and her mom's like, "What did she say to you?" I'm like, "Well, she told me that like I look bigger than the last time she saw me." And she just looked at her daughter. She's like, "Savannah!" And like called her in. She's like, "You can't tell people
Yeah.
that they look fatter than they did last week. Like, obviously I know, like I'm bloated. I'm going through a hard time." My cortisol levels are through the roof.
Yeah.
I'm merely swollen.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Kids are dicks.
Kids are fucking dicks.
Ruthless.
Ruthless.
Put them back.
I will one time though at picnic, actually, weirdly enough, I was out with some friends of friends and I was like dancing, you know, doing my thing. And I was wearing a like a tube top, you know, feeling myself in my little tubey top, whatever, doing my thing, dancing. I'm like putting my hands up, you know, like whatever.
In the tube top?
In the
Hands
tube
are up?
top, hands up in the tube
Fucking
top.
shit up in my tube top.
Hands up in a tube top. That is number one danger.
Oh my gosh, I just got a flashback.
So then, no, nothing bad happened. I was wearing like a good bra, but
Oh,
this
nice.
girl comes up to this girl that like I thought was my friend. She like comes up to me and she's like, "What's up, Pits?" And I was like, "What? Sorry?" She's like, "Pits," and then she like grabbed my armpits, and I never had a complex about having big armpits, but this bitch just
What is a big
What is a
armpit?
big armpit?
I don't know, dude, but like I just kept putting my hands up, and she was like, "Let's go." Like I think she was just being like funny.
Did you fucking fight her? Like
your
I
big
was-
pits?
No, I
fuck
did what
is a
every girl would
big
do. I
pit?
put my arms down and I turned to my best friend. I go, "Do I have big armpits?" Have you not been telling me this whole time that I've got
Armpits are
massive
fucking
armpits? Whatever, but
Oh my God.
yeah,
I would have given her
Yeah.
some big pit energy.
yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, I was so insecure. I just put my hands down and minded my business. You know. Then it
What
was
kind
like,
of pits does
then
she
it was like
have?
hands down, tubed up. You know, hands down, dancing. Yeah.
What the fuck is a big pit? That is insane.
I've never heard of a
That
big
is
pit.
insane behavior.
Maybe I'm the first to have it. I'll show you guys later.
No,
I
but
don't
also,
know.
talk about TikTok. Like, it'll start making you think of all the things you never thought that might be a
Yeah.
problem. And then sometimes I'm like, I need to get out of here. Like, I
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
don't, like, people have lived a full life and we're going to
Yeah.
be okay.
Yeah,
They're
they're
like,
all
this is
fake.
your sign too, and I'm like, no.
Yeah, they're all
Yeah.
fake insecurities. Like it's all made up shit. Like there's a new one every week just to sell a pair of leggings that's shaped to make it go away. Like it's like, oh, today we're insecure about hip dips. What the fuck is a hip dip? Well, we've got these cross leggings from Aerie. Like what the fuck are we doing? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah,
all
yeah.
dumb. Like
Yeah, yeah.
your pits are fucking great.
You have the
Thank you.
sexiest
Yeah.
pits
I
I
I've
always
ever
say
seen.
that.
in my
I'm always
life.
saying that.
Hot
I'm like, Michelle's got
pits.
great pits.
She messaged me this morning saying how great your pits were.
I was like, I'm nervous to be on the pod because she just has like such good pits. Like,
Incredible pits.
Should I cover my pits? I don't want to.
oh my god. Okay, my algorithm.
Yeah,
Go,
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 algorithm,
go.
go off queen.
My
Earwax?
algorithm is big on wiener dogs. I have like a little bit of a wiener dog obsession, and so it's a lot of dogs and wiener dogs. A lot of right now, it's like usually seasonal stuff. So I'm big on Christmas right now. Christmas baking, Christmas get like the room together with the fucking like New York City at Christmas montages. Love that shit.
Yeah.
And then it's just like
Wholesome.
basic girly shit, like get ready with me, like fucking like
Yeah.
what I eat in a day, dumb shit like that.
Girly pop.
Girly pop
stuff.
shit. Outfit stuff. like-
Outfits, yeah. I got big outfits. Big,
And funny
big fit
stuff.
girl.
I TikTok is like less like I like sometimes you have a really good TikTok day where your whole
Yeah.
feed is like so funny and it's like really like dumb, like somebody dancing in a Lorax costume or like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a
yeah.
dog
Oh my God,
like farting, like shit like that where you're like, this is the best. And then the next day it's like the dumb shit that makes you insecure. So it's you really gotta like
Yeah.
yeah.
It's you wake up and you're like, I don't know what I'm gonna get.
Am I going to
today.
learn how to make a brownie or am I going to want to get a boob
Yeah.
job?
No,
Yeah.
it's going to be like puppies, kids dancing. Is your mom a narcissist?
Yeah.
Literally. Literally.
And you're
It's
like, oh, I didn't. Oh, you hit. We took a left turn. Okay, we're here now. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
like fucked. It's like shit, like cute shit, warm
Yeah.
shit. Are you avoiding attachment? You're like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
yeah.
this is not
Well,
therapy.
yours sounds so wholesome. Mine is a lot of like, if he wanted to, he would. All that, like,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, yeah,
a lot.
no, I
I
get
got
that.
Ready
a
with
lot
me
of.
while I go break up with my boyfriend.
Actually,
Yeah.
I get a lot of relationship stuff since being in a relationship. I get a lot of relationship stuff, and it kind of like some of it is like the cute shit where it's like, find someone that makes you feel like this, and then you're like, that's so cute, and then some of it's the shit that's like, does he do this? It means this, and if he's doing this, and all that toxic fucking advice that like fucks you up, and girls being like, yeah. And then I also get stand up.
I
Every
do
now
get
and
some
then,
stand up.
no.
Yeah, I try and not look at stand up though online. I mean, Instagram is terrible because like most of my followers are stand ups, and I'm following a lot of stand ups. But on TikTok, at least, because I don't want to like lift anything by accident. I'm really scared of like taking something.
Right. Can I ask, on TikTok, do you guys see lives?
sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's usually
Aren't they
just
the
baby
most
doll.
unhinged? Like
I,
a guy
try and
holding
stay
a
away.
sign, like if you're hot, talk to me. Or I'll see like these OnlyFans couple that are like talking in their kitchen. They're like hang out, like they look like they're on fucked up drugs or something. And then every day they go live, and then you just kind of like scroll through it like it's nothing. But then you're like, but it's there. Like
Yeah. TikTok Live has Omegle energy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Like,
you
there's
you
just
really
some-
don't know what you're gonna get.
There's just
creepy.
something weird about a live. And then sometimes it's like just like a really like someone who's like someone from like a country, like a third world country, just like staring at the camera. And then I'm like, well, now I do. Like, how long do I watch?
I know. I'm like,
You know?
it makes me so
It
uncomfortable.
makes
like
me so
I
sad,
I
and
feel
I'm
like I
just
shouldn't
like,
be there.
No, me too. I'm like, but then I'm like, but maybe I should be here. Like, what are we doing here? Or sometimes it's just like someone staring at the camera, and I'm like, am I gonna watch you? Watch me? Watch you? I don't know. But so no. So if it's live most of the time, I like.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like an Instagram Reels live is like, hey guys, I'm doing a live show. Like it's like
Yeah.
very, but TikTok, you're like, am I on the dark web? Like what just happened?
Yeah.
TikTok Live is the
And
dark web.
especially
Yeah,
as
it
you
is
keep
the dark
scrolling,
web.
then you're
Yeah.
like, I'm on like cocaine TikTok. Like as I keep scrolling, it gets darker and darker, and then you see these lives, and I'm like, especially in like the Quebecois, like deep TikTok, like I'm like, why? There's this guy. Okay, I don't know why I have this on my radar. He owns a pawn shop in Laval.
Okay.
And he films like the customers who come in, and like it's all people trying to get like money for drugs and stuff. And like it's really one of those things that it's like watching a car accident where you're like, stop, get out of here. It's gonna make you uncomfortable. You're not gonna get sleep. Like you're already scared every day when you walk in the street. Like don't watch this. But there's
And
some
you
of that
keep watching
content that
it?
I get on TikTok. Yeah. It's just
No, I'm really good at watching because I
Unhinged.
don't want to watch. Like I'm not like
Yeah?
like if I see something every morning,
That
my
triggers you?
school is in front of a crack house, and every morning there are people like ODing, and so I just learn. I just don't look because I'm like, if I look,
Yeah.
it's going like I'm very sensitive. It's gonna ruin.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna ruin my whole day. So I'm like, if something's bad for me, I'm just like, I'm not gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna watch
That's
it. But then
literally, like,
sometimes I
yeah.
fall into stuff. Like sometimes I fall into some algorithms, and I'm like, oh wait, no. And then I like go. Like I recently there's like a cult. Apparently there's like a town in Ontario. It's a town of 150 people,
I heard about that.
and there's
I
like
saw
a
that.
fucking cult that just like took over the gymnasium of like or the guy who
pull it
owned the
up.
school. Like it became like part of the cult, and then like donated the school to the cult, and it's like 150 people, and it just divided the entire town because half the town is indoctrinated, half the town is like into it, and it's this female. I mean, it's a female-owned business. I will say, she's
Entrepreneur.
She's an entrepreneur. She's a leader of a cult, and half the town is in the cult, and the other half the town is trying to get the cult out and they all know each other. So that's like if everyone in your grade, half of the people were like into something, and the other half were like, this is ruining our town. But it was like, it's very interesting. It was like right after COVID, the cult like emerged.
There's a lot, but a lot of
find
culty groups on Facebook and social media really emerged from the pandemic. Like
Yeah.
apparently it's a big issue, and like to the point what we're talking earlier, like, you know, my TikTok is like our point of view, right?
Yeah.
But then if every day I was seeing girls get that bag, you're dumb if you're with a broke guy or
Yeah,
whatever, then
yeah.
I could completely see how I don't think people are morons for getting brainwashed by the
No.
internet. Like I
I
think
feel
it's
like I'm
it's a
brainwashed.
very, very like quick, slippery slope. Like
Absolutely. Especially if like you already believe something, and then you find a
Yeah.
community of people who also believe it, and then every day you're getting more and more reasons why you
Yeah.
believe it. Like I find myself like at one point I was like going through a really like I hate men era. Like I was really in my I hate men era, like really like fuck this, like whatever. And like that was what my algorithm was feeding me. And then I had to kind of be intentional and say, okay, like I also spend a lot of time with men every day, and obviously some of that informs how I feel about them. But a lot of it was my algorithm, and I had to kind of be like, you know what, like I don't want to. I would like to lean towards more like a compassionate, like like I don't know, way to tackle this.
Yeah.
Every day I'm watching girls talk about how guys fuck them over. Of course, I'm going to think that every guy is like gonna fuck me over.
Yeah.
And that's like inadvertently probably what I'm gonna attract. And so I had to so now I try and like change up my algorithm as much as possible. My best friend told me yesterday that her algorithm thinks she's a man.
Yeah.
Literally, she figured it out, and like her algorithm feeds her as if she's a guy. It's the funniest
Like she
fucking
gets
shit.
like manscaping ads
She
and
gets
shit.
yeah,
She's
she gets like
what the
complete like
Interesting.
yeah, and I'm like, why? How did you do that?
My ads are all like Ozempic or
Yeah, me too.
Hey, you're in the itty bitty committee. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
What's the itty bitty committee?
Like they're
Itty
trying to
bitty
sell,
committee.
sell me bras. Like I'm like I
get
didn't ask
shapewear.
for this.
Actually, so yeah, sometimes I get like
I don't get any
I
of
get an
that.
ad that's like so like a video will start it's not an ad, like you'll go through TikTok and the video will be like, so us itty bitty titties, and I'm like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
Like, get your
Yeah.
face out of my face.
Yeah.
They're like, since you have small boobs like me, I'm like, sit down.
Yeah.
You don't know me.
Bitch, who are you?
You've never seen me.
Yeah.
But you're saying about the men
cult?
and the thing. No, the cult's one thing, but the you watch all this stuff that's like negative towards men. And
Yeah.
I believe in like manifestation, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I think in anything, it's like you take it and you leave it.
Yeah,
Like whether
take
it's
it
in
and
working
leave
out.
it.
I'm not
Yeah.
someone who's gonna be like fully into, but I think that's where you can like slippery slope
Slippery
into,
slope
oh,
fall.
you believe in this? Well, let us take you like they first catch you of something like you believe in, and then you get stuck in it.
There's an entry
But I was
point.
gonna say it's funny because I'll like journal in the morning and be like, okay, I'm open to receiving like meeting a partner, and then I'll be like on Netflix, and then there's this documentary called Betrayal, and then it's like the nicest husband ever, like leaving her post-its every morning, the sweetest guy in the world. One day
Kills
she
her.
comes back from work, pedophile. You know, it's like the bad guys treat you
fuck,
like
not the
shit, and the
pedophile.
good guys, they're pedophiles.
Yeah. That's what Miranda Hobbs would say in 2024, right? Like the good guys fuck you. No, the bad guys fuck you, and the good guys are pedophiles.
Oh my
They're
god.
good. They're nice for a reason.
They fuck your kids.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they have to be nice because they're fucking they're trapping children.
Spooky.
Yeah. We were but yeah, no. Did you guys end up finding anything on that cult, or did we both just give up?
I got another cult that I feel like I have to go on TikTok, but I don't want to.
I just realized I hadn't paid my parking. I literally was like, fuck. And then I added, I feel like I'm going to have a ticket and have paid now, which is a fun combination.
No, but let's like not look it up. It's so much fun. Like back
Yeah,
in the days,
yeah.
we'd have conversations. We make shit up.
Yeah.
You know, don't
Well-
cock block conversation with the phone. If we're saying wrong facts, it's okay.
Okay, good.
I don't cock
Good.
block me.
There's
with
actually
you
no
miss-
cult in Ontario, and we lied about it.
Did you missed it, Matt? But there's this cult in Ontario, and it's dividing an entire town. It's like 150 people, and like half the town is in the cult, and the other half is out. And then the out. It's so interesting because I do have some friends, loose term friends, but I know some people who have like fully been indoctrinated, like completely like indoctrinated. And I'm not even talking about like in any specific way. And when you realize that they are, there is a moment where you're like, because you try and like reason with them, but there's no reason. Like they're just fully gone. Like you and it's just you lose them. And I think we lose people to all kinds of things. Like drugs, alcohol would be the first cult, but like this is like a real like they're really indoctrinated in these beliefs, and you kind of go like, well, what do I do now? Like, do I stay friends with you? Like, imagine you grew up in a town and you know everyone in the town, and then one by one, like what would
I'd leave the damn town, girl. I'm good. We do not need to be here anymore.
But I think before
Riverdale.
COVID, we didn't have to think about that much. But see, now it was like the vaccine. Then you saw a divide. Then the trucker thing.
There's always
then
divisive things.
Black
Yeah.
Lives Matter. And all of a sudden, it's like you have to look at all your friends and see like, are they on the right side or I'm done? Are they like we've never
Yeah.
really had to do that
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
obviously before. Like people are looking for who's on my side, who's not on my side.
Yeah.
For a lot of
and it's
different
very
things.
like cut and dry, and
Yeah.
and I even fall victim to it sometimes where I'm like, oh, am I allowed? Like, I'll have a fear, and I'll be like, am I allowed to have this person in my life? You know, like, is that bad? Like, does that make me a bad person if I'm? But I think what I've come to realize is I don't feel that way, and I judge people. I like to judge people on their actions as opposed to like what they say, because I think sometimes when we say it's just what we're feeling, and feelings are always in flux, and we can always change and we can grow and stuff. But yeah, anyway, all this to say, indoctrination.
Okay, I have
pretty
one.
crazy.
Is it me? Okay.
Yeah.
I have two actually. One that's kind of quick, but I'm curious, you guys, what you're gonna say. So like in Montreal, okay, like 5 times out of 7, weird fraction, when I walk into an Uber, they're playing French Canadian music. Okay, comme les cowboys fringants, and I'm like, this Haitian cab driver was not listening to this before I walked into the car. Like I'm like, are they putting the music based on my name?
I've never heard French Canadian music in an Uber, so
Never.
probably.
Mine either.
Never,
Do they play
never
like
me.
Greek music for you when you
No,
walk
they
in?
play
They just
like
so happen.
straight up like Maranelita,
They play their own playlist because that's or there's
A lot of
times.
time they're playing like music from their country, and I'm down.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
let's
it.
go, let's go.
It's either though when you get in an Uber, it's one of two things. They're either on the phone with their cousin.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Always.
Ambiguous if they're actually related, but it's
Yeah.
always a cousin.
Yeah.
And they're always on the phone, and they're always, can I keep talking to my cousin? Go talk to your cousin. I'm good.
I'm always like, do your
I'm
thing,
always
girl.
like, literally, you're
Girl,
driving
live.
me. Like,
Girl,
do
live.
your thing.
Yeah.
Or they talk to you. I prefer when they're on the phone with their cousin. I
too.
think that's my thing. Is
I don't like when
that
they
they're busy, and I don't want them to talk to me.
It depends. I've had some good like Uber conversation where we start talking about like our order at McDonald's, where it's kind of like a nice light little
combo,
yeah.
like small talk
Yeah,
kind of
light,
vibe.
like, yeah.
But then there's other times where we work in comedy and you come in an Uber late at night and I'm like super like
Yeah.
burned out, and then they're like techno.
You're like, where are we
And I'm like,
going? Whoa.
bro, is this for me? Like, I'm good. So the
So
French Canadian.
they curate.
Every time I'm like, I feel like you're like, yeah, like I'm like,
That's so
you've decided this is gonna make me happy. I'm like, there's not a
Oh,
chance
nice.
you
That's
were
so
listening
funny.
to me. You were listening to this before I walked into the car, and it's happened
I
like
had
a
a French
few
Canadian
times.
Uber driver actually, but he was the one that made me not want to talk to Uber drivers. Is because this like French Canadian guy, I get in the car and he was like, "Oh, I live on this street too," and I was like, "Great." And he was like, which one do you live in? Like, which apartment? And I was like, I don't like this. And he was just like this like French Canadian
Just a
man.
young guy?
And he didn't play French Canadian music, but he did Scare Me.
That's weird.
and he was
Scared you.
old. He was like 60, 62 maybe.
He probably
And
didn't
then-
realize.
So then when
Or
I get
maybe
an
he
Uber
did, I don't
and
know.
they're like on the phone with their friend or cousin, I'm like, wonderful. We don't need to share addresses. Like,
Yeah, we don't need to-
wonderful.
In LA, I would get Uber drivers, and then they ask, "So, what do you do?" Like super talking, and for them, like everything's an opportunity to meet an agent or
Oh, yeah.
something. You know?
People-
Oh, everyone is like,
yeah.
I have a modeling business. Everyone was pitching, and it's one guy made a mistake to say that I hire videographers sometimes. And he's driving and he's like showing me his video reel, like on the, he's like, watched it. He's like not even holding the thing anymore. And I'm like, bro, I can't. Like it was, everything was like, they would all talk to you and it was all like an opportunity to make a business deal or a connection.
It
you
is
know?
like an angle. I think. I feel like that's like a strategy.
Yeah.
But that's insane because you're like he's trying to get a job, and literally while he's doing his job he's doing right now poorly. Like, he's like, trying to drive you, and he's like, look.
Yeah.
I feel like I had.
Wait, I have one more
Oh,
because
yeah,
it's
you had
something
one
that
more,
happened
yeah.
to me last week. So I told you quickly about it, but as much as I'm trying to, create these opportunities in my life, I've been going through something where I have like this harassment thing around this
Right.
guy. So I'm very careful about different things. And last week I had an event where I had a feeling someone was looking at me in my house. So I called the cops. Okay.
Just on a feeling. You were just like you, or
It was like this. I don't want to
Okay.
go too
Yeah,
much
yeah,
in the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
situation, but basically,
You had a
I called the
feeling, yeah.
cops,
Call the cops. Good.
and then I'm hiding in a room because I don't want the person to be able to see me. But then in that moment, my brain goes, "Okay, I'm scared, but like, do I have to like just be scared the whole 10 minutes that I wait, or can I like watch a TikTok?" Like, like to what?
You're like, damn.
That's literally so funny.
You're like,
like what role? How
How long am I allowed to
How
sleep?
Like, do I have to
long?
be like,
Yeah.
"Ugh."
yeah, like the whole
like, the
time
whole 10
crying.
minutes? Like,
I was
oh my
like, should I
God.
cry? I was like, should I
Like
call my
cry?
parents crying? And I was like, they're just gonna be annoying. Like I was like, really, realistically, I have these moments in my life where like either someone passes away or something where I'm like, I feel like maybe I'm a bit on the spectrum, or the opposite. I'm so authentically myself that I'm just like, yeah, I can't do the pretend thing I'm supposed to. Like I can do it
I
for
don't
a
think
minute,
anyone does it.
but then I'm like, so I was
Yeah.
just there and I was like, okay, I'm scared. Like I was like, but I am, but I'm
You're
also
like, I'm scared, but not scared enough. Like not too scared. Like
Yeah.
I can still go on TikTok.
Yeah,
Like,
can
you're
I
like,
still
I'm
go?
scared, but like I don't like being scared, so I'm gonna go on TikTok. Like, yeah.
But then I'm like, if they show them, I'm like on TikTok. Then I'm like overthinking the whole, like that's so inappropriate. Like
But that's like what there's like that TikTok thing where they say like if you get into a car crash and you're listening to like Dua Lipa and then like Dua Lipa just keeps playing while you're like,
yeah.
Like do you dance?
like it's like if you don't wanna see me, you're just fucking.
Well, there's that meme that's like, if you find out your girlfriend is something and then you race to go get her, do you turn on the radio? Like, and these
Yeah,
little
yeah,
things
yeah,
that
yeah,
you're
yeah,
like I'm in a fucking scary situation, but then there's downtime. Like another example is horrible, but I was in the Dawson mass shooting. And me and my friend
shit.
ran away from the shooting. It was like the whole situation. And then we went to lock ourselves up at her house. But then we're like sitting there and we're like, well, can we watch TV? Like, we're like, what do we do
Yeah,
while
what do we
we're
do?
waiting? Like,
Yeah.
we didn't even know what we're waiting for.
It's so
but
true.
Yeah.
it's
That
like,
was really
but the
scary.
weirdest moments, yeah, it was super fucking scary. Like, we were super scared, but like,
Of course.
like you're super scared. Then an hour goes by, then 2 hours goes by. Then we're just sitting in a room that talking. But then
Yeah.
eventually we're just like, okay, like, it's like even when you're
You
a
wanna
kid, like
distract your mind,
you're mad at your parents, you start screaming, and eventually you're just like, hey, but like, how long am I supposed to be doing this for?
You run away from home and you're like,
Oh
I go
yeah,
home now?
yeah, big.
but I think that I actually think I was talking to my sister about this yesterday actually because she was saying the similar thing that like sometimes she feels like in social situations she doesn't know how to act properly. I don't think that there's a proper way to act, and I think like you see that like at funerals all the time. You know, like there's this like I think we consume so much media about how things are supposed to like look and feel cinematically, and the reality of life is that it just isn't like that. And I think that's a part of the reason probably why you connect with comedians, because comedians embrace that like
This is awkward.
this could be awkward,
Yeah.
but so fucked up, but also so fucking funny. Like this could be like, this is so fun. Like the idea that you're standing like waiting and you're like, okay, like you have a timer, like
Yeah,
for the time.
like-
That could be a sketch, dude. It's like, yeah.
and then you're like, ah,
She like opens the door a bit. She's like, "You coming?"
Yeah.
she's like, don't come any closer.
I think, yeah.
But it's like you are scared, but you're also
You
you're
are,
also just
but you're allowed to feel
yourself.
But it's the
multiple
same as
things.
like when something sad, really sad happens.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I always thought I was just bad at processing my emotions because something really bad would happen, like somebody would die that I know, and I would be really sad right away. But then it's not like I would get over it quickly, but I would kind of just be able to still do my daily tasks, and then I would feel bad because I'm like, shouldn't I be more
sad.
more like
Guys, that's
Yeah.
a coping mechanism. Like it's
Yeah.
a way of protecting your body. Like I'll
Yeah.
validate that forever. Like it's.
Yeah.
I actually think that is a response of someone who's inherently a leader, and I've always.
Oh, great.
No, but
Look at that, you guys. Two in one room.
No, but listen, like if we're speaking seriously, it's really something I've always thought about. Is like how do you react in these types of situations when it comes to death, when it comes to like something bad happening, and then you kind of think about your family nucleus. And I know for myself and my family, when there's a death, and my sister as well, we right away we both go into strong face, straight face. I need to be strong because I can't allow my mom to crack or my brother to crack or this person to crack. So I know like it's kind of like, well, how long am I going to be sad for? Or how long am I going to be scared for? But to me, those are traits of somebody who's like, I don't fucking have time for this. Like, am I going to live in fear this entire time? I have to be the strong one. And I feel like a lot of people who have that innate signal to just be like, well, come at me, world. Like, what else? Like, what else?
Yeah.
You know, I'm not really surprised that you're having the reaction you have now when you faced a school shooting. Like, we laugh about it now, but that your body's reaction to something like that is hopefully something we never have to experience in our lives.
Totally.
That's really scary, Ariane. That's absolutely terrifying. Like,
Yeah. That being said, I would never film myself crying. That's
same.
Yeah.
or doing your makeup while
you
you're
know,
crying.
you got to draw the line.
Yeah.
There's-
Yeah.
Well, it's also like we were talking about before, like those couples, like the Taylor Swift and the whatever, like those couples
Yeah.
on TikTok and stuff. And it's like, you know how you watch those and it's like an idealization of like romance. Like you're like, wow, they're so in love. They're jumping in the sand and they're twirling each other around. Bro, they set up a camera first. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
they were like boom, boom,
Boom.
and then
And let's now
love
go.
you.
Let's
Like-
now go do it.
and
Yeah.
now he's like, is this over?
But that's always what I think about when I see a video like that. I'm like, they placed it like if I would have asked
Always
my
me
ex,
too.
hey, let's do a video where you're clapping and our outfits. He's like, kill me. like that's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
But even
You have to
like you
press-
see, sometimes you just see the reflection of the phone in the mirror. That's because that's always what I think about. Like I right
Yeah,
away,
me
I'm like,
too.
how's this film?
Me too. I'm like, how is this film? This is like pretty good.
It's
Like,
pretty
this
good.
Yeah.
is- This
pretty
is,
good.
How did they plan this? Like also the lighting, like the production value on some of this stuff is like pretty insane.
It's a short film.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a short. Literally, it's a short film. But I think I just think there's just no. I think human beings I think our ultimate skill is that we're just able to endure, and we just endure and move on.
Resilience.
And we're resilient. So whatever way that comes out, which is like even I'm the same way in a stressful situation. I'm like immediately just making a joke of it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, or like, same. I'm like, do I have to do this the whole time? Like, do I have to do it?
Like, how long are we doing this for?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think that's also a product of like, I remember when I was a kid, my great aunt actually told me this, like all the boyfriends she ever had in her life. I was like, oh my gosh, like you've had so many boyfriends, like that's so much heartbreak. Like how aren't you so sad for so long every single time you break up with someone? And I never forget it. She's like, honey, like the more relationships you have in life, the easier it becomes to get over them as you get older.
Really?
Oh, I feel like I was the exact opposite. You know what my parents did one time made me think about when we were talking about Unhinged? I was dating this guy, loser, okay. And then my parents kept saying, he's a loser, break up with him. Like my parents for years, like losers, why are you dating so many losers? Okay, whatever. I'm like, I'm not gonna listen to you, I'm gonna date him. And then eventually, like 1 week, you're like, okay, no, they're right, he's a loser. Break up with him. Next day, they hire him to like put bricks up on my house. So he's at my house every day. Like, no.
He's like, who's a
Like,
loser
like
now?
it's like at that age, they didn't take my relationship seriously that it was like, who cares, you know? Like I feel like before I would like, when I went to Bishop's, oh my God, you're asking things I did that were awful. I was dating a guy. I didn't tell him I was moving to Sherbrooke because in my head, the relationship wasn't going to last that long.
So you just pick up.
And then he
ghosted.
found out. I didn't ghost. He just like he was at my parents' house and they're like, when are you moving? Like, are you? And then I'm like, oh yeah. And then he's like, you moving to Sherbrooke? And then I was like, well yeah. Like that's the next chapter of my life. Like I'm not like gonna guys stop me from going to school or whatever.
Yeah.
But I would get
did he
over
not
it.
know? He had no idea.
He had no idea. Yeah.
It's like, so I'm leaving tomorrow.
Yeah. But I would get over it really, really quickly. And now I feel like the people I'm dating are way more aligned with what I'm looking for. So it's like, every time I feel like I'm losing a part of myself, like it's like fucking takes me forever to get
Takes
over
me
myself.
forever and ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But good for her.
I'm a
We
hopeless
should have her
girly.
as a mentor.
Oh, I mean, if we called her right now, she'd say all kinds of profanities.
Profanities.
Pretty perverted.
That's incredible.
Get
Okay.
it.
We're gonna end, and I guess we have to wrap up. But I wanted to end on an outro line. You guys think would be good to end with? Not to put you on this.
Don't forget to ask yourself, is it me? Have a good night, everyone.
Not bad.
You know that song that goes, "It ain't me."
Wasn't me. So what counter on the counter? Wasn't me.
I'm not even here right now. I have to pay for parking.
That's the outro. I have to pay for parking. See you next week.
I have to pay for parking.
Love you.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.